national drink. But in recent years, coffee has proved more popular, certainly in terms of sales. Think of the perfect espresso and you think of Milan, not the Midlands, but it's in Birmingham that you will find Fracino, a company that's not only making coffee machines, but also selling them to the Italians, among others. Fracino was launched 50 years ago in a garden shed by Frank Maxwell. Today, the company produces more than 3,000 machines a year, with 85% of its parts coming from the UK. Last year, Fracino reported sales of £3.5 million. Around one-third of its machines are exported to countries all over the world. Today, joining me here at the Gherkin is Adrian Maxwell, coaxed him down from Birmingham, Managing Director of Fracino. Adrian, a very good evening to you. Just to be clear, in terms of these machines, you assemble them up in your factory up in Brum. Where do they end up? I mean, do they all end up in restaurants, or do you sell any?
All over the world, basically, and in any place. I mean, we make domestic machines for the home, so you can actually have one in your own kitchen if you want, or it could be in a pub, a bar, a restaurant, a hotel, anywhere where you want to make good coffee. Do
people want to have them in their kitchens? I mean, I ask only because, you know, these are serious pieces of equipment. It's very clear. I don't know if we can bring you some pictures of the production line up in Birmingham. We may well be able to. No, we can't. I'm sorry about that. But they're serious pieces of equipment. I mean, there's been the explosion, hasn't there, in demand for those kind of capsule machines.
Yes.
Just explain to people, what is the big difference between the machines you make and the ones that you put the capsule in?
Okay, our machines make the coffee exactly the same way as you would if you went into any coffee bar or espresso bar. So you grind your coffee with a coffee grinder or by pre-ground. You put that into the filter holder. You tap the coffee down. You insert the filter holder into the group. That's the bit that makes the coffee. You turn the switch on or press the button, and that starts the water to flow. As you can see, there's a picture there on one of the buttons that's on the screen there. The water comes through at the bottom there and into the cups, and that's how you make your coffee.
And if you were to blind taste 10 people in the street and give them the filter coffee that, you know, well, I don't know, from wherever, or the capsule coffee from wherever, and to try an espresso, people would taste the difference.
You can taste the difference, definitely, yeah. I mean, capsule coffee is good and it's getting better, but because you've already ground the coffee and it actually stays in a seal pack or whatever, it's never quite as good as when you grind the bean fresh and make the coffee freshly. You just taste that little bit better and you get a better crema on the top. That's the thick cream that we're looking for.
Now, your company is an example of what the Prime Minister's hoping we'll get more of. A company born in Britain, exporting abroad to India, incidentally. You got any business?
Tiny bit. We have sold in India in the past. We had a distributor down in the south.
Is it a big market for you?
I think it could be a good market. It's just finding the right partners all the time. That's our biggest problem when we're exporting, is that we go and do exhibitions abroad, and we're always looking for a distributor because we need to train them for the service side. So we've got technicians on site. We couldn't afford to send an engineer from Birmingham all the time.
I was going to say, because you decided back in 2008, didn't you, that that was when you wanted to expand aggressively. How on earth do you go about doing that? It's all very well saying you're going to do it. I mean, but
we had the plan because obviously when the banks and the big crash came in 2008, and all our business basically was UK based, and I was terribly worried. I thought if we've got problems there and the money's very tight in the UK, that suddenly we may have no business in the UK. So the answer was to look at export markets from other markets where they weren't affected so much by this. And to do it, we needed to exhibit, produce new literature. We needed to update our website so that people could see what we did and how we did it. And we pushed forward and we took the machines abroad, which is quite a brave thing to do.
It's a brave thing to do, and also you must bump into the fact that people associate coffee machines with Italy. You are, I mean, was the name deliberate? Was Fracino meant to suggest?
Absolutely.
Right.
It basically is derived from my father's name. My father's name is Frank and Cappuccino, and we put the first 3 letters and the last 4 letters together to make an Italian-sounding name, and so Fracino was born. Because we predominantly wanted to, well, I suppose sell it as an Italian-sounding espresso machine. To sell it as Frank's Cappuccino machine probably wouldn't have been quite so good. And of course the name's really stuck, and I think a lot of people actually believe that it probably was Italian in the early days.
Adrian Maxwell, Managing Director of Fracino. Best of luck with the future. Thank you very much for coming to join us.